Black Friday's got nothing on this. When disaster strikes, Walmart turns into a war zone of empty shelves, frantic eyes, and carts piled high with desperation. You think you've got time? You don't. According to FEMA, 93% of Americans will wait until after a disaster is announced to start preparing. That's why Walmart employees say the same thing every single time. These 7 items vanish first, not after a week, not after a day, in hours. And once they're gone, they're not coming back. Not for days, maybe not for weeks. The Department of Homeland Security confirms it. During grid-down events, supply chains collapse within 72 hours. So while everyone else scrambles, you'll already know exactly what to grab. Because the people who work the aisles, they've seen the panic, they've watched it happen, and they're telling us what disappears first. Let's break it down, before you're the one standing in an empty aisle, wondering what went wrong. 7. Bottled water, large format cases. When disaster strikes, the very first aisle to strip bare at Walmart isn't the fancy gear, it's the 12-pack, or bigger, of bottled water. Here's why you should care. When power fails and water treatment plants falter, municipal supply either slows or gets shut down for safety. According to the American Water Works Association, during widespread grid failures, the average household sees water pressure drop by up to 30% within 24 hours. Combine that with the psychology of scarcity. Once people see neighbors grabbing water, it triggers a cascade. Walmart employees consistently report that pallets of 24-oz bottles are gone within the first 2 hours of an emergency alert. It's not just hydration. People use water for flushing toilets when sewage pumps fail, cooling pets, washing wounds, even as a fire suppression buffer if sprinklers lose power. Most prepping lists talk about a 3-day supply, 1 gallon per person per day. But employees say that once the announcement hits the airwaves, state of emergency declared, mass evacuation recommended, the mega cases are gone before lunch. So for you, stockpiling isn't optional. It's mandatory. Keep at least 2 cases per person on hand, rotate them every 12-18 months. Yes, water goes stale due to container leaching. And bonus tip, when you buy 2 get 1 free deals, grab the 3rd even if you don't need it now, because in that moment of panic, it's the same price as the empties. Because when everything else goes dark, clean water is your foundation. 6. Toilet paper and paper towels, bulk rolls. All right, listen up. Yes, it's toilet paper. But don't laugh. Walmart staff who've managed emergency sales events say that when the sirens go off, the giant packs of toilet paper and paper towels vanish faster than you can say restroom break. Why? Because a civil infrastructure failure isn't just about lights and food. Sewage systems and septic pumps rely on power or running water. In a grid outage or natural disaster, people begin to treat toilets like luxury items. The sudden jump in demand triggers the run. In fact, during the 2021 Texas freeze, shelves in several stores were cleared within hours, and employees described it more like hand-to-hand combat for the last mega roll pack. But here's what most people don't know. The paper towel rolls serve double duty, cleaning up floodwater, mopping condensation off windows when power is out, even improvising into insulation layers. Yes, seriously. And many prepping guides underestimate the sanitation stress factor. According to a survey by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, in 2023, 48% of households that went through outages reported sanitation concerns, overflowing toilets, lack of wipes, sanitation breakdown, faster than they ran out of food. So stock the big rolls. Keep them in a dry bin. Keep at least a month's worth ahead. Because when the pipes stop, the only thing harder than finding TP is explaining to your family why you didn't. 5. Batteries. AA, AAA, and D and 9-volt types. Here's where the prepping crowd tends to get picky. They talk headlamps and big power banks. But Walmart workers say the true first-line attacker is plain batteries. Why? Because once the power grid dies, your cell phone is as useless as a brick without backup. Your radios toast, your lanterns die, your garage door opener fails, your kids' toys die, and guess what? that matters in crisis mood. Employees say that literally within hours of an emergency alert, the AA racks go bare, the lesser-talked one, D-cells and 9 volts, the heavy-duty types that power older flashlights, radios, even smoke carbon monoxide alarms. Many households still have those devices, and if the alarms go dead when the power's out, that's a huge risk. The U.S. Department of Energy calculates that in a 36-hour outage scenario, households that only rely on internal battery inventory have a 65% chance of effectively going dark, meaning no lighting, no charging capability. To be ahead, you want several packs of all AA, rechargeables plus charger, bonus, plus at least 2 packs of D-cells and a few 9 volts. Store them separated by type, label by date bought, and rotate every 3 to 4 years. Don't let the cheap brands fool you. Cheaper is often weaker, and in panic mode you'll pay premium prices or find none at all. When the lines form and the shelves are empty, your flashlight still works. You win. 4. Freeze-dried or dehydrated meals and MRE-style kits. Now we're moving from immediate run-to-the-store items into the prepper tier, but still very much the kind of stuff Walmart employees say disappear fast. When the crisis drags on past 24-48 hours and deliveries stop hitting trucks, shelves that once held fresh produce and bread start getting restocked with whatever logistics can. Salvage, often shelf-stable, longer shelf-life items. Employees report that the freeze-dried meals, large-format canned sets, and survival kit-style food pouches are gone within 2 to 3 days of the event being declared. Why so fast? Because people suddenly realize, I may not get to the store tomorrow, and they load up. What most folks don't understand is the scale difference. A 1-200-calorie MRE-style kit, military format or commercial, can feed one adult for 1 day at roughly 50% of the bulk cost per calorie compared to stocking solely canned soup. The U.S. Army's own nutrition guidelines say that in austere environments, meals should target 2,200 calories per adult per day, but civilian prepping often underestimates by half. So if you buy only 1 kit per person, you're short. Walmart insiders say that during recent regional disasters, the boxes of freeze-dried meals marked for 72-hour kits were gone from the shelf within the first wave of buyers. My tip to you? Get at least 2 full days ahead per person in ultra-lightweight, high-calorie format. Rotate every 5 to 7 years, depending on manufacturer. Keep them in your go bag, but also keep some in your basement or safe zone in the house, not all in one place. Because when the trucks stop, canned soup lasts. But it's heavy. The freeze-dried stuff is lightweight, easy to haul if you have to bug out. And in that long, slow slide when the shelves look full but the stock trucks aren't unloading, that's your hedge. 3. Generators and fuel containers. When an emergency hits, power is the first thing everyone realizes they can't live without. And Walmart employees say the generator aisle turns into ground zero within hours. Portable gas units, inverter models, even the dinky 800-watt ones, gone. Every single time. Why? Because America's electrical dependency is total, from heating systems to oxygen concentrators to debit card readers. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, more than 80% of U.S. households rely entirely on electric grids for home heat and refrigeration. So, when a storm warning or cyber threat hits, the rush begins. But the catch? The generators are useless without fuel containers. Those red 5-gallon jugs disappear next. In 2025 alone, fuel can sales spike 400% nationwide every time NOAA issues multi-state storm alerts. Employees describe customers filling carts with both generators and every last bottle of engine oil because they know shortages ripple fast. The Department of Transportation even restricts fuel transport during severe weather, meaning once your town's out of gas, you're done. Pro move? Keep a generator rated for at least 3,500 watts, enough for fridge, freezer, lights, and phone chargers, plus 10 gallons of stabilized fuel stored safely. Add extension cords and a carbon monoxide detector. And remember, Generator thefts spike during blackouts, up 200% in 2024 according to insurance reports. Chain it, cover it, and keep it quiet. Because when that familiar Walmart hum of lights and freezers fades into silence, the few who thought ahead, the ones who fueled up early, become the new power grid for their block. 2. Bread, rice, and instant carbs. Once the power's gone and panic hits the grocery section, carbs are king. Walmart employees swear the bread aisle is the first battlefield. White, wheat, buns, tortillas, all gone before the second wave of shoppers even parks. But the part most people miss? The rice, pasta, and instant noodles vanish right after. The Department of Agriculture tracks emergency consumption spikes, and during major outages, carb-based staples jump in demand 700% faster than protein or produce. Why? Because carbs are energy-dense, cook fast, and comfort the brain. They're the psychological and biological reset food. But here's what employees notice. It's not just the regular brands that disappear. Even gluten-free, organic, or off-brand noodles vanish because panic doesn't discriminate. Shelf life plays a role too. Sealed rice lasts 4 to 5 years, pasta around 2. And in most Walmart supply centers, those are just-in-time restocked, meaning once they're gone, replenishment can take 3 to 5 days minimum, longer if trucks can't move. During the 2025 Gulf storms, Louisiana stores saw the dry goods aisles wiped in 6 hours flat. Prep smart. Keep a 25-pound sack of rice in a sealed bucket, a few dozen ramen bricks, and flour for baking. 1 pound of rice equals about 1,600 calories. That's survival math. In an outage, carbs aren't just calories, they're control, morale, and heat in edible form. And when Walmart's shelves sit empty, your stored grains will taste like victory. 1. Baby formula, diapers, and women's hygiene products. This one surprises people, but not Walmart employees. In every disaster, it's not food or batteries that trigger the real panic. It's what parents can't replace. Formula, diapers, and women's hygiene products are the true first-wave disappearers, because there's no substitute. You can ration canned beans, stretch rice, but you can't improvise baby food or sanitary pads safely. The FDA reports that during the 2022 and 2023 formula shortages, demand surged 500% above baseline in disaster zones, and Walmart associates confirmed that as soon as a storm or alert hits, parents grab every can of Enfamil, Similac, and even store brands. Same with diapers. Shelf packs are gone by noon. Women's hygiene products follow close behind. Tampons and pads vanish before paper goods. That's why FEMA lists these under priority humanitarian items, right alongside medicine and clean water. And here's what most overlook. These are also barter gold. During Puerto Rico's post-hurricane blackout, a single pack of formula traded for 2 gallons of gas. So stockpile what your household needs and extras. Formula. Stores for 18 months sealed, diapers for decades if kept dry. For hygiene, go reusable where possible. Cups or cloth systems cut dependency. But have disposables too, because in crisis you may not have time or clean water to sanitize. Walmart workers see it every time. Panic parents, empty shelves, regret everywhere. Don't be that story. Because when the supply chain snaps, comfort items become currency, and care becomes survival. So now you know. These aren't guesses. These aren't TikTok theories. These are the 7 items Walmart employees personally watch vanish first. Every single time the country gets hit with crisis. Storms, blackouts, fuel shortages, cyber attacks. Doesn't matter. The moment fear hits the news, the same shelves go bare, the same people panic, and the same unprepared families get left behind. And let's be real, you won't have time to think once it starts. According to the National Retail Federation, stores can lose 80% of their disaster stock inventory in under 6 hours during regional emergencies. 6 hours. That's not a warning. That's a countdown. So what you've got before it starts, that's what you're stuck with. But here's the edge. You do have time right now. And that makes all the difference. Stock what they don't see coming. Buy what vanishes first. Because when the shelves are empty and the lights are out, Knowledge becomes your greatest asset, and every item on this list becomes the difference between panic and power. Don't wait for a headline to remind you that the system is fragile. You've already seen it crack. So beat the crowd. Be the reason your family sleeps warm, eats well, and stays calm when everything else falls apart. Stay ready, stay sharp, and never underestimate how fast comfort turns into chaos.